Oh yeah, thanks for joining me. Today we're going to be having a brief look at the world's largest horse breeding operation, Coolmore Stud Farm, a marriage made in Fahard by Brian Costello. Coolmore Stud Farm was founded in 1968 by a very famous fighter pilot called Tim Vickers. Vickers started off quite small, with just a couple of horses, but in the early 70s, with investment from the greatest racehorse trainer of his time, Dr. Vincent O'Brien, and the Vernon Pools magnate Robert Sangster, they were able to go on to bigger and better things. Vickers later sold his share to O'Brien and his son-in-law John Magnier. Eventually, Magnier became sole owner and built it into a multinational, multi-billion euro operation. It currently occupies over 7,000 acres of pristine land just outside Fahard, County Tipperary. It was O'Brien and Sangster who had the foresight to import new bloodlines to the stagnating Irish and British breeding pool by looking across the Atlantic to the North American market. O'Brien and Sangster gambled particularly on the offspring of a Canadian stallion called Northern Dancer, which proved to be the most important and profitable gamble in breeding history. By this importation of a completely different bloodline, they changed the bloodlines forever in the horse racing industry by the breeding of several champions and stallions and top-class racehorses. However, one horse in particular, which brought them forward on this path, Northern Dancer's most successful son, which was Sadler's Wells. Sadler's Wells was bred from their own mare, Fairy Bridge, who cost them only $40,000 at the time, which is about $180,000 in today's money, which for a horse isn't that much. They sent her over to Northern Dancer, and her first son was Sadler's Wells. While Sadler's Wells was a brilliant racehorse, he won races including the classic Irish 2,000 guineas and the first ever Irish Champion Stakes held in the Phoenix Park. It was as a stallion that he really shook up the world. He broke all the records and became the most successful stallion of all time, commanding a fee of up to £200,000, and he could service up to 200 mares a season. That netting the Coolmore partnership up to £40 million a year, tax-free due to the Irish government laws. Sadler's Wells was only surpassed in his later years by his most successful son, which was Galileo. Galileo, who was a brilliant racehorse, he was by the best stallion in the world. He was out of the most influential mare in the thoroughbred industry, Urban C. Galileo won the English and Irish Derby and the King George at Royal Ascot. But again, it was just like his father, Sadler's Wells, that when he went to the breeding sheds, that he proved to be the most successful stallion of all time, commanding a fee, while quoted as private, it is known to be in excess of €400,000 now, and can be up to as much as €600,000 per mare. Now, Galileo can service up to 300 mares a season, which potentially can net the Coolmore partnership €100 million a year just from one single stallion. Apart from his many all-conquering offspring, Galileo is the father of the widely accepted greatest racehorse to ever race, Franco, who was unbeaten in 14 starts and now stands as a stallion himself, commanding a fee of over €150,000. While having these stallions is one thing, but Coolmore need to show the racing world how successful their offspring can be on the race course. So this is Ballydoyle, their racing outfit. Dr. Vincent O'Brien got the wheels in motion at Ballydoyle by winning top class races all over the world, and he was succeeded by Aidan O'Brien. He was no relation, but Aidan O'Brien carried on the mantle and improved the record and became the most successful racehorse trainer ever in the world. He's won more Group 1s and more prize money than any racehorse trainer ever. And he has successfully showcased the Coolmore bloodlines all over the world through consistently winning all of the biggest races from Japan to Australia to North America, France, England, and of course Ireland. Breeders from all over the world will gladly send their mares to Fairhurst to be covered by one of the Coolmore stallions. Coolmore is now owned by a triumvirate of John Magnier, Michael Tabor, and Derek Smith. Magnier, we already covered, was Dr. Vincent O'Brien's son-in-law, but Tabor and Smith were two self-made billionaires who invested greatly into Coolmore and have profited hugely. And with the joint financial power of these three men, they've expanded into become Coolmore International. Coolmore International have three main bases. They have Fairhurst in County Tipperary, they have a breeding operation in Kentucky in America, and they've a stallion farm in Australia. They are the largest breeding operation in the world. So next time you're going through or passing by a little sleepy, quiet village called Fairhurst in Tipperary, don't be fooled by the picturesque, quaint, little friendly Irish village. This Irish town is really the home of the multi-billion euro conglomerate that is known as the Coolmore Stud Farm. Thanks very much.